game is on that you're concerned about?
The Red Wings. And of course, you know, they're gonna lose because they're on while we're recording. That's the way it works. If anybody who's on while we're recording, they lose. Last time we recorded was the Pistons game where they almost ended the streak against Boston. And
So why didn't we record Monday night then?
it's because I was busy.
Oh, I was more just taking a shot at old khaki pants down there in Ace Deuce.
That's fine. Hey, the last 12 months, the Lions sent Aaron Rodgers packing out of Green Bay, and Jim Harbaugh ended Nick Saban's career.
Yay!
I just need the Wings to like take out Sidney Crosby, not like in a bad way, but
No. Backtrack some more.
nothing dirty or anything like that. But
Nah, we're gonna get to that later. That I'm not calling for someone to get hurt, but I would like it if they didn't feel very good the next day. We'll get to it.
sure, yeah, of course. Hey, it's been a couple weeks. Matt was out skiing or something like that last week.
Something like that. I was at a youth group retreat with my daughters and my wife and my mother-in-law and seven other teenage girls. So it quite frankly it was hell, but whatever. Girl dad.
Yeah. Hashtag, yeah, exactly. So yeah, we got a lot to catch up on. We're not going to get through everything, especially because we need to spend a good portion of this show here talking about our Lions. Both, you know, what happened a couple weeks ago and last week, and then looking ahead to the first playoff game in Ford Field history this Sunday night.
Oh, is it the first game in Ford Field history? I haven't heard that
You
at
haven't
all
heard
this
that
week.
one? How about this?
No.
Did you know this is the first home playoff game in 30 years?
No. Whoa, really?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I was just kind of blown away that the quarterbacks, I don't know if you heard they had gotten traded for each other.
You know, I heard something about that, but I wasn't quite sure if it was true or not.
Yep.
So, great stuff. So yeah, if you could just go ahead and leave a thumbs up on the video and subscribe and share and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. Well, besides the Lions, because we'll get to that at the end. Save the best for last here. Where do you want to start?
What are you doing to me here?
I'm just asking if there's something you wanted to.
You literally before we're on air, you're like, I'm like, I don't really have anything to talk about other than the Lions, and then you throw the swerve at me like, so what do you want to talk about? Thanks, Cody.
No
Let's
problem.
start there. Let's just start there. Let's talk about how Cody Rhodes may have just got bumped off the WrestleMania card or the main event.
Oh yeah. Let's start. That's a good place to start. Yeah. Dwayne showed up last Monday.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. And after his usual bullshit, with
hey everybody, look at me. Yeah. It's fun because I get to cuss.
Yeah. He dropped a little. Rock's gonna go get something to eat. Should I sit at the bar? Should I sit in a booth? Or should I sit at the head of the table? And everyone goes, ooh.
I know you're salty because it's affecting your boy, but if they like that line was pretty awesome.
Sure.
He just should have only had one. He should I said, I don't know if I'm gonna go sit at the booth, if I'm gonna go sit at the head of the table. Or like the three of them was too much. It was a great line though. I love the way they did that.
No. Very good. So am I upset for my boy? Yes. I am. But as I've said on here before, I get it. I get all the reasons why if you can pull this off, you have to do it. I understand that. Doesn't mean I have to like it either. I think that more than anything, that's what's pissing me off the most is all these people are like, basically the gist is, how could you Cody Rhodes fans be upset about this? How could they've got to do this match. Like, it's the Rock and Roman Reigns. It's the biggest match they can do. How can you be upset about this? And like, because they should have done it last year and they didn't. And now, and it's because it's so stupid too. Cause now it's like, all right, so if Cody's not getting the match and he's not winning the title, there's no reason, like Monday night, he could have taken the loss to Nakamura. There's no reason to keep him strong, quote unquote. Like, give Nakamura a win. He could, for once. But no, we're just going to keep playing this, have Cody win all his matches so he can, fucking face Randy or something stupid at WrestleMania? Like...
Well, yeah. So I guess I'm looking at this a little bit differently in the fact that, like, I'm not so sure it doesn't mean Cody doesn't finish his story, but I don't think the impact of him finishing the story on anyone other than Roman is as big. If they find a way to,
it's got to be.
If they find a way to get the belt on Randy or somebody else just for Cody to beat him, I think that's the stupidest possible thing they could do.
It cheapens it.
It
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. You're either waiting another, because they're not gonna do it anytime other than WrestleMania. Like, it's clear. It's not like they're just wait till Money in the Bank in Toronto, or wait till SummerSlam, or something like that. I just don't think that's, because you could say the same thing about the Rock match. You could save that for SummerSlam, but besides that, so either you wait a whole nother year, and we go through a whole nother year of all this all over again, or you like you said, you got this Fatal 4-Way coming up at Royal Rumble, and you have Roman lose the belt without getting pinned, which again sucks. And then Cody beats whoever won that belt, which, I mean, yeah, he'll get the belt, but I don't know, man. Especially after the build to last year's match, the stuff with him and Heyman, you were Dusty's favorite son, but Roman Reigns is the son that he always wanted. That kind of, like, it's got to be Roman, but so I'm just, I don't know. Now I'm like, do I not bother getting tickets to night 2? Do I buy tickets now to night 2 and like hold on to them and then maybe flip them later once the Rock match is announced? Do I go to night 2 anyway and boo the shit out of both Rock and Roman? Like, I gotta keep my options open.
Yeah, I feel
I'm not buying into this Elimination Chamber crap either.
Yeah, that's like, to me, if that's, I can get how people are going to get to that point because it's 40,000 seats, yada, yada, yada. The Rock also shot his TV show out there during the COVID thing and has a lot of love for the country, that sort of whatever.
Well, and they, the thing came out about the tourism board, like, actively ask. Now, look, if they're paying, like, if it's one of, like, a Saudi type deal.
A Saudi thing.
And they're like, here, we'll give you the money, whatever his fee, on top of whatever
He wants $15 million.
Yeah. So unless it's one of those scenarios, I just don't see it happening there because, yeah, it'd be nice to throw the Australian fans a bone like that, but at the same time, like, your main fan base is here in the States, and that show's going to start at like 4:00 in the morning or something stupid like that. So,
Right. Well, and look, if you're doing Rock versus Roman, you're doing it because you want the one-time biggest movie star in the world on every TV show across the country talking about his big return match with his cousin Roman Reigns and
right.
how it's going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time and how you can only see it on Peacock.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, and I think a lot of wrestling fans are starting to forget this. At the end of the day, it is a business, and when there's money to be made, your fancy your storylines don't matter as much,
Right.
and the work in the ring certainly doesn't matter as much if there's millions of dollars out there to be had.
And that, like I said,
And unfortunately, The Rock walking in is bigger than any storyline you've been building, and he's going to walk right into the biggest storyline you've done in the last 40 years in terms of length and stuff. Like they're just gonna have to suck it up and deal with. It's not Cody's year. He's not that. He's not that guy.
He's not that guy, pal. No, like I said, I understand it, and like I'm not. I can't think of like I'm upset, but I'm not upset. You know what I mean? Like obviously like I was really looking forward to like I'm so tired of using that phrase, but Cody finishing his story this year. Him finally winning that match, and
Tell me about it. I wish his goddamn story would just end already.
Right. But yeah, like you can't. I mean, you can't blame them if they can get this match in the ring. They've been it's something people have talked about for ever since Roman made this character change.
Yeah.
Since he when he came back in 2020, like that's what people have been talking about, fantasizing about almost, is this match. So I mean, I think the match is going to be awful, considering he got blown up doing a people's elbow to Jinder Mahal on Raw, but.
Well, yeah, but God, but also that could have been a whole thing where like the deal finally came together. Okay, I got to get in ring shape. I got to fly Curtis Axel out to come train with me again. Like I got to get ready for an actual match now. It's not all physique.
Sure,
but
I hope so. He better.
I hope the match is. I hope it happens. I hope the match is awful and it implodes on all of them. Right. But whatever.
He better like that cookie cutter, greatest hits of the 2000s stuff works on Austin Theory and Jinder Mahal, but he better come.
He'll get cooked.
Roman will fry his ass if he comes with that shit.
Or if Heyman gets
well, yeah.
Actually, Heyman. I don't think Heyman isn't in the business of burying people. If anything, Heyman will save him because Heyman's really good of the whole like. You're the most electrifying man, blah, blah. Like he would build him up to tear him down.
He'll build
Roman
him up
might just
at the very
cut
end.
his legs out.
Yeah, but so I like how Roman's playing it off too. When he showed up,
he should be
SmackDown, and they asked him, and he just starts laughing like. So, because like from a character standpoint, he's probably like everyone else. Like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
So, but, so yeah, that's been a fun week and a half with dealing, with that whole thing.
How's it feel, Chris? How's it feel to watch a part-timer come in and take your guy and just swipe him off? And nope, he's no longer the top guy. The part-timer's here.
That's what I'm talking about, though. The same people that were bitching about all that stuff 10 years ago are now the ones going, well, it's The Rock. You got to do it.
Yeah. Now me, I still stick with the screw these part-timers.
So,
but I get why they're doing it.
Right. Like, yeah, it's, I don't know. But, Cody's still doing his, let me pay for a bunch of kids to go to WrestleMania, and
I'm gonna be some doofus's best man, and it's such a schmuck.
He's the real champion.
Man, I really hope it starts to like people start to get sick of it. I'm hoping for like an MSG Survivor Series '96, just like one day they all are like, all right, we've had enough of this.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen because they gotta wait another year. So
Wrestling fans are fickle.
just yeah. So anyhow, that's that. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? You said you watched were watching you were watching Raw on Monday, huh?
I was. There was nothing else interesting on TV to me, so I threw that on. And when Raw was at commercials, I picked up there was a football game on or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I watched the first hour and a half all the way through and finished the rest on Tuesday. It's a pretty entertaining show. I thought Drew and Punk had a great promo. I like that Punk isn't focused on Seth right now. He's just talking about his WrestleMania and all that. And it was nice to see Drew out there. Punk took a shot at him of like, Drew McIntyre isn't known for talking. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he held his own. He was a little unnatural at times, but
Yeah.
good stuff. I really enjoyed uh, the segment with Kofi and why can I not remember his name? This is what I
Ludwig
get for not watching.
Ludwig
Yeah,
Kaiser.
Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I thought that was really well done. It was
Mm-hmm.
nice to see him get like a vicious streak after what they've been doing the last few weeks. With Gunther saying I'm going home for a while, you need to prove to me why I should come back, and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did that.
Yep.
Um,
Just in time for Gunther to return next week.
and there was something. The stuff with Judgment Day and R-Truth was
So funny.
was phenomenal. It was really well done. Really well done. The little segment of Truth
Yeah.
talking about being a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, that was.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do you think did you see the part
Tom,
where
Tom and Nick Mysterio?
Tom and Nick Mysterio? I haven't met yet. I haven't met Nick yet, but um, do you think? Did you catch the part where um Damien was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out next week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the cash in might be next week? And this is all a ploy to get people distracted from
Maybe.
when they're actually going to cash in.
Maybe.
And then you could run Rollins and Priest back at Rumble
Mm-hmm.
because Rollins doesn't have a title match at
Right.
this point.
Yeah. No, I for sure. For sure could see. I was thinking that myself. Is like, and we'll get into the gender discourse.
Well, I was gonna make a transition to that actually.
Well, I did wanna. Yeah, I loved. Were you like me? Were you the Leo pointing meme when Drew brought up the Punk walking in the room into the locker room, going as the leader of the locker room.
Yeah, and then he had the audacity to be like, I've called myself a lot of things. I've never said I was a leader. Like, no, that story's been told by quite a few people.
Yeah,
You definitely said it.
Yeah, like either everyone's lying or you are.
In two different companies, people are lying.
Yeah,
Because he used to do that in ROH too, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, I really liked that segment. I liked what else was there that I really liked? Oh, it was a short match, but uh the big man, the Otis and was it Ivar? Like that was a fun little match. There's something else, but yeah, I thought it was a good show, and yeah, so yeah, we can transition. Seth cut a promo, and
The other option is to put the belt on the hottest name in wrestling, Jinder Mahal.
oh god,
I mean, he's so fired that the leader of the other company can't stop talking about it.
yeah, well, Yeah. He's, dude, I don't know, man. And there've been people I like and respect that are like, well, if this were the, if this were the if we had Twitter in the 90s, some of y'all wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm like, well, that would have been entertaining. Like Bischoff on Twitter in the 90s, like this wasn't him taking a shot at WWE. This was him reacting to like
Reddit and Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
And taking a shot at a guy who's done nothing wrong to their company, who's probably friends with a lot of people in the industry, and you just buried him because you didn't like what people said on the internet. Like, you're a man-child.
Like I knew about the Hook, thing calling out Joe, and I didn't, I consider myself pretty online, especially on Twitter, and like I didn't really saw a couple comments here and there of like, well, that's kind of weird, but there was no one like outright burying it, like, because it's a TV match, like it's not that big. It's not
right.
like it's like, oh, Hook's getting the Revolution title match against Joe.
Yeah,
like, that'd be something different. But I didn't see any like major outrage about it. And then yeah, like you said, and then so it starts with the promo with Seth and Jinder happens Monday. Raj Giri, who's polarizing as it is, he's kind of has a tendency to be a little bit of a WWE bootlicker at times. Like you can very, very much tell which of the two he prefers.
I think you're looking for the word jackass.
Well, sure. But he,
respectfully,
sure. But he just tweets out about how Seth and Jinder have history because they had the, either the first or whatever it was, the NXT title match way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And the USA Network Twitter account replies and asks what was the cage match rating.
Which is just
hilarious.
Perfect.
Hilarious. And so, and that happened Monday night, so I don't know why it took him till Tuesday evening to find it and respond to it, but once he did,
it's probably doing end of the year work for his football team.
Well, yeah, there's that.
So, I mean, yeah. I say that jokingly, but that's probably he was probably finishing up like, oh hey, we got knocked out of the playoffs yesterday. We gotta finish up some reports before we move on.
Sure.
Then he gets around to it Tuesday.
Sure. But yeah, then he's like, I don't even want to pull up.
It doesn't even matter what he said. Like, yeah. he just like he takes a shot at the quality of the match, and he's clearly taking a shot at Jinder Mahal. He flat out says, "Guy hasn't won a match on TV in 2 years. He gets a title shot." Blah blah blah. Well, dipshit, you just had a guy win the world title in your company who lost on pay-per-view or lost in your biggest TV show of the year to the world champion 3 months ago, and you gave him another shot. So, like, who are you to criticize anyone's booking of guys who haven't won in a period of time? Joe had just gotten beat by CM Punk on your biggest show ever, and then followed it up by getting beat at Grand Slam. Okay? He shouldn't have been anywhere near the main event picture by your logic, by any logical booking. This is why people say he's not a booker, he's a matchmaker. Because I've been ranting for weeks about it. But this guy, whenever he gets a burr in his saddle about WWE, he just gets unhinged and acts like just like Eric Bischoff portrays him, just a spoiled brat. It's ridiculous. And this, I wanted to get to this part. You said, "Oh, if Twitter existed in the '90s, it would have been brutal." I don't think it would have. because just like now, Twitter's been around long enough now to know that you have to know there's a certain way to behave on social media. Unless Twitter came out, September of 1995, 96, when the NWO was there, people would have been able to handle it. They would have realized you can't just act like a moron on the internet every time, like someone at the other company does something you don't, or you get criticized on the internet by someone, so you want to go knock the other competition about how bad their show is. Like, it would have backfired.
Right. Sure. Well, and that was like, so then Bischoff got involved, and that added to the thing, because then everyone was taking turns dunking on Bischoff, which, look, I get. Like,
Rightfully so.
Yeah, like, I get it. But where I had a problem with that is then, Dax tweets out the video of Bischoff challenging Vince to a fight.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this you? And I'm thinking, like, again, it's not even the same thing here. We're not even...
Yeah.
Like... Yeah, it's just not even the same thing. Like, so to try and compare what he did last... Like, he used to, like I said... This is what I've been saying. Like, somewhere along the way, Tony Khan went from being... the underdog leader of the rival promotion that you could get behind, and because he was that for like the first 2 years of the company, and somewhere along the way, and it was whenever he did, I can't remember which pay-per-view it was, but it was whenever he was in the scrum. And he was bitching about WWE, and he did, I'm not going to take this fucking shit anymore.
Yeah, I think that was the one right, but that would have been Double or Nothing, I think.
Yeah, so, like, I think that was the, like, kind of, like, the point of demarcation here. And ever since then, he's just been, like, this, like, petulant little dork about all this stuff.
Yeah. I think we're spending more time on him than I thought we would. I thought, like, when he said the stuff where I'm not going to take this anymore, that was also like meddling with contracts. Like, I understand that and saying I'm not going to back down on this.
I thought
but
that
he's
was
taking
in
it
to them, like, doing a show. I think it was something to do with them doing shows on the same weekend or whatever.
It was that's what it was posed as, but he also took it to the whole, like, and they're meddling with contracts, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. We're not going to take this anymore, which is fine. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And doing a show on the same weekend is kind of like a shitty move. Like, it's kind of been respected. Or, like, if someone announces a show weeks out, like, you don't, there's been a gentleman's agreement for a little while about it. But, that's also how Starrcade got killed. So,
right. And it's
or
like,
Crockett, that is.
Sure. And, like, I'm not necessarily defending it, but it is a little, like, it's not like they're both running pay-per-view. Like, WWE is streaming. Sure. So, but yeah, no, I get it. No, I understand him being upset about that too. So I'm not, like I said, it was some point after that, though, is when it really got, and where it really kind of hit me was back a couple months ago, whenever it was, when they ended up having to run on Tuesday night with NXT, and the lead up to that, and we've talked about it a bunch already on here, but he drops the line about Vince, and then 2 weeks later brings in Ric Flair.
Right.
So,
well, no, I don't know if you heard this, but their locker room is arguably the safest locker room in sports. It's also the locker room. It's also the locker room where he had never been more afraid for his own life. Right. So, it's really safe, but you could get killed in any minute. So take that for what it's worth.
Apparently, it's the safest if you know what? No, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna open that can of worms. So, nope. I think that's it. That's it about that. It was
MJF dropped the belt.
Yeah, MJF.
Sounds like he's gonna be out for a while.
He had a lot of injuries. The Undisputed Kingdom has arrived. And they're already
Wah wah wah.
fumbling that.
Dead in the water.
Like, yeah. So, the Devil Attack happened after Grand Slam, correct? The first one. The first Devil Attack happened like the week after, correct?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. And Grand Slam is where, like, why wouldn't you just postpone it? Like, I don't understand. Like, Cole breaks his ankle or whatever at Grand Slam. Why don't you just hold off? Like, you're not going to get the payoff you want to get out of this at this point. Just wait.
Honestly, even if you'd have waited or things would have gone right, if the payoff was Mike Bennett, Matt Taven, Roderick, and Wardlow with Adam Cole, what a wet fart. I'm sorry. I don't need another Adam Cole faction with a bunch of nobodies around him. I just don't. He's better off on if you want to make him a top heel, you either got to put him with one or two other killers like Kyle O'Reilly when he comes back and one other big name. But you can't be doing this where he's leading come on. It's flat. Wardlow is reduced to being the muscle in another faction. This is one of the other problems with this company is there's a million factions and it's basically made of one headliner and a bunch of nobodies. Headliner and a bunch of nobodies, headliner and a bunch of nobodies. And it's old. It just feels it's not exciting at all. And neither is Joe as champion. And I love Samoa Joe, but it just no, not for me.
Right. I do hope the Bang Bang Scissor Gang gets together. That
sure. Billy's only been estranged from his kids for like 9 months, so it's time for a reuniting.
Yeah, sure, exactly. Yeah, and then they're they're doing their best to rehabilitate Hangman for the 100th time, and him and Claudio was a great match last night, but again, same thing. It's why are you inserting yourself or trying to insert yourself into this title picture? You lost twice in a row on pay-per-view to Swerve.
Yeah. There's a clear number one contender to the title. That's it.
Yeah. So
again, it's matchmaker, not a booker.
So
looks like we're gonna get Sting and Darby versus the Bucks for Sting's last match. Incredible. Okay. I saw Meltzer said it and then a bunch of people jumped on. There's over the last 20 years, there's probably no team that's helped more people do a good match than the Young Bucks. That's great, but Sting's last match, I was hoping it would either be a one-on-one with him and Darby or someone with more meaning to his career, I guess, if he's going out.
Except for all the other people meaningful to his career can't work a match.
I mean, theoretically, Samoa Joe's there. You could have him work a world title match as his last one, and
sure,
he's
been very adamant about not working singles matches though.
Which brings me to the other point I was going to say. Okay, we're you're not selling. This isn't Sting's last match to me. His last match is a tag scenario where he's gonna work maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I'm sure they'll figure a way to make it entertaining, but it just feels like going out. It should be a one-on-one. Even if you have to practice it for a couple weeks beforehand to get it right, just
Yeah. No, I hear you. Authors of Pain are finally back.
Yep, they sure are.
Karrion Kross. I don't know. This should be fun little trios with them and Kross versus the Profits and Lashley, though.
Yeah.
But
bunch of big dudes beating each other up. Well, except for Montez. He's
right.
Maybe not as big, but
No,
I'm sure
he'll just
bump around for everybody.
He'll bump for everyone and fly and all that kind of stuff. What else? Mama Kelsey's at the Performance Center today.
Mama Kelsey was?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Setting up some stuff for Travis.
Time to make a career change.
Yeah, I think he's retiring at the end of the football season anyway, so.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would. I'm just gonna.
And he'd be the big.
I'm just
be a stay-at-home husband.
I'm just gonna go follow Taylor on her never-ending world tour. See ya.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And he's a big enough personality too, where WWE would jump at that, just like they did Gronk.
Sure. Hopefully, he'd be more willing to partake than Gronk was. That's the funniest story of all time.
What, that Vince was willing to do the
Vince
bump
had to
and
be like,
Gronk
I'll show you.
Yeah.
See, look. Let me throw myself off this balcony.
F. Gronkowski. He can burn in hell.
Yeah. So. All right. Are we done with the wrestling?
Please, God, yes.
All right. The time has come. It's playoff time, baby.
Let's go.
Oh man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
I was I was not expecting to be as like holy crap, they did it as I've been the last couple weeks. We didn't even get to talk about the Dallas game.
Yes. Do you wanna? I mean, it's been.
I really don't. At this point, I don't like everyone. I think if people were like, no, they didn't get jobbed, like everyone is like they got ripped off. It's the second 12-win season in Lions history. No, it was a 13-win season. You'll never. I don't care what the record book says. We won 13 games this year. We should have been at least number 2 seed in the NFC. Like the league screwed us again. But I don't need to be upset about it.
Right. Yeah.
But just the whole proving they can go into Dallas and beat Dallas, and it's I know I've been up and down all season. It's put that into me as like, man, they really could. I don't know if they could win it all, but they could get there. I'm no longer concerned about them having to go on the road and play anybody.
Matt, we're going to the NFC title game.
I hope you're right. That's just how I'll put it.
We're winning Sunday. We are beating Matt Stafford on Sunday. Everyone's crapping their pants. Look, love you, Matt, but everyone's worried about Kupp and Nakua, and like rightfully so. I get it. But what has really been the Rams' calling card this year? Kyren Williams in the run game. What's the one thing the Lions do defensively consistently well all season long? Stop the run. If you can stop the run, and especially at this age, Matt's a statue. Like, I'm just not. So I'm definitely not scared. And I don't know what is nervous the next step and then concerned, or is it vice versa? Whatever the lowest level is, that's where I'm at.
Do you have anything else before I like bring the mood down?
Go. You can try. I'm.
Okay. I want to be very clear. I will be rooting. I have no hope at all that they lose. There are two teams I didn't want to see them play. One is San Francisco. The other one is the Rams because I am terrified of what McVay is going to draw up to expose the weaknesses that there are 17 weeks of game film on of our secondary. Matt Stafford is a veteran quarterback who picks apart teams who cannot play consistent man coverage. He eats those teams alive. Puka and Cup are the type of guys that will catch a ball 4 yards off the line of scrimmage, make you miss a tackle, which we have been terrible at for several weeks now, and turn it into a 20-yard game. I'm not convinced that they're gelled as a unit in the secondary yet with Iffy being there. And I'm talking as a unit, not just individual, with Iffy being there, whomever the number 2 corner is, CJ coming back. I feel like there's still a lot of moving parts in there where people aren't. If you looked at Sunday, there were times where dudes were way out of position. I think Kirby Joseph was our lowest rated defender on Pro Football Focus. He was definitely the lowest in the secondary. Like, there was some confusion there. I just worry that the Rams are the type of team that can put up 30 easy on us, and then it's on our offense to have to respond. And I don't want to be in a game where they have to score 30. I would rather it be a game where their defense is able to get them the ball enough where scoring 30 is just it happens because they forced a turnover or whatever. And that's where I'm nervous. That being said, it is Matt Stafford. He likes to throw picks in big games. Could work well for us.
Yeah. He'll give you a couple.
He's capable of giving you a couple. He's also capable of hanging 403 tutties on you without you even noticing.
Sure. I don't know. I just have this belief that they're gonna get it done. Like, Hutch is coming on the last few weeks. It seems like they're happy with Romeo on the other side. Giving some help out. McNeil's back.
Houston's supposed to be back.
Is he supposed to play Sunday?
He was a full participant in practice today. They asked Aaron Glenn what he had to do to get on the field, and Glenn said just keep practicing, make plays for us in practice, and we'll make sure you see field time.
Well, there you go.
So they're basically saying he's just got to show up in practice, and they're good.
Anzalone's played good all year, and Campbell's really come into his own the last few month or so in the season. And as far as the offense goes, like we've talked a couple different times about, okay, Goff, this is the game where you got to go earn your. This is if he doesn't have if he goes out and shits the bed in this game, you can't beat him.
Right.
He's never going to be more motivated in this game than this game to have his best game ever.
You're right. Right.
So, and I don't know. I just feel like they're going to, and if they get back past the Rams, we're either going back to Dallas, and we established, we know we can beat them, or if Dallas craps the bed and ends up losing to the Packers, which is very possible.
A lot of people I think Dallas is like a touchdown favorite in that game. I think Green Bay could beat them.
Oh, sure.
Green Bay could do to them what they did to us when they just came in here and beat the doors off. Like, they could very easily do that to Dallas.
Sure. And in that case, then we either get Tampa or Philly. And like I said, either way, if it's Philly or it's Dallas, either way, it's all set up for us to I just feel like it's set up for us to conquer all these demons in this postseason. Like, you beat Stafford, then you can either go by Dallas and handle that business, or Matt Patricia comes to town and we hang 50 on him.
Yeah.
50.
I going back to this week's game.
Yes.
The one thing, and you mentioned Jared, the one thing that I'm a little concerned about is who knows Jared Goff's weaknesses better than anyone else on the planet.
Don't you think that works the other way though too? Like, doesn't Jared Goff know how McVay thinks as well?
Sure, but Jared Goff doesn't coach the defense. Okay,
well, no.
Sean McVay can help scheme a game plan to say this is where Jared struggles. I get it. I get what you're. No, I know where you're going with it. I'm just saying, like, if anyone knows how to get under Jared Goff's skin and how to rattle him, and we know when he gets rattled, that's where he struggles. It's Sean McVay, and that is a concern in my head. Is maybe he's got something in mind that is able to okay, we know if Jared can't get these reads, if we just take away the first two reads on 75% of the plays, he's lost, or whatever trick he might know. That's where I like. This is where it gets the chess match comes in.
We'll see. So, I don't know. Like, could they lose? Yeah, they could. Like, I'm not saying that there's no chance they lose the game. I just am choosing to have confidence that they're just gonna win.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
These people who are, no, we can't boo Matthew on. We need to. He plays for the other team, but we can't boo him. They're out of their goddamn mind, right? Are we in agreement on this?
From the time that the ball kicks off until the final whistle blows, you boo his ass. You can do whatever you want before the game. Before the game.
No. No, because we want to get in his head.
Sure.
We want to get in his head. I want. Okay, I'll let you go.
No, I'm just going to say. I'm not saying people should cheer him before the game. I'm saying that if they do, I am understanding. But yeah, no, it's definitely in those 60 minutes of game time. Absolutely not. No, it's boo more than you've ever booed Aaron Rodgers, more than you've ever booed Kirk Cousins, more than you've ever booed anybody in your entire life. Boo this man.
See, I don't want any niceties about him at all. I don't want the Lions putting a video up. Welcome home, Matthew. I don't want clips of him throwing. No.
They're coming to town next season.
I don't want clips of him with his broken shoulder throwing a touchdown against the Browns. I don't need the Calvin Johnson clips. I need the clips of him failing. If they're going to play a video, I want him getting buried into the ground by the Green Bay Packers. I want all the time he was supposed to be the man and he threw into double coverage and ruined the game. I want all those clips thrown in his face. Okay? The second his stupid feet hit the field, they boo him like it's Sergey in 2004. Boo! I want people shouting awful things at him. I want them screaming at his wife and kids. I want everyone in his head. He is not allowed to come into this building on Sunday and have any ideas that this is a welcoming home. He gets that next year. You survive us eating your soul, then you can come back to the city. Then you can come back and get your flowers. You can even look at our new banners that you couldn't get done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not calling for anyone to get hurt, but I want Aiden Hutchinson to hit him so hard in the stomach that every bit of wind in his body shoots out and blows that big glass tube. I want him to not be able to breathe for 30 seconds. I want him buried into the ground.
Vince Vaughn Wedding Crashers.
Exactly. Find any air in my legs, I'd scream at you right now. Like, that's I do not want a single good thing to happen to this man from the minute he lands in Michigan until he's back in Los Angeles. And these idiots that are like, well, This is the best case scenario. If the Lions lose, well, then we can root for Matthew,
No, yeah,
right?
no.
All you Detroit Rams, and I'm talking to you too, Christopher, all you Detroit Rams that were, I'm so happy for him. If he pulls this off on Sunday, people like you are who I'm coming after.
He got his like, and look, like yeah, no, that like I never bought one of those shirts. I was rooting for him, but I never bought one of those shirts.
Oh, you didn't buy the shirt, but oh no, we really want him to do well. No, we don't. We needed him to do terrible, so those draft picks were even better.
I think we did okay.
I don't care about okay. I need. He was a failure here, and everyone in town was like, "Oh, we're just so happy for him."
He was a failure, but it wasn't his fault.
A large part of it was his fault. They put nothing but first-round talent around that guy, and the only thing he ever figured out how to do was throw it up for Calvin.
Talent.
All he figured out how to do was throw it up to Calvin. He never learned to read it. Oh, whatever.
We have done the conversations of, wow, they drafted this person when they could have drafted this person 3 picks who went 3 picks later. How many times have we done that conversation about the Millionaire or the Mayhew era and the Quinn, was that his name? I don't even remember his stupid name anymore. How many times have we done that conversation about those regimes while Matt was here? Like, come on now. You're telling me that if Matthew Stafford was on this team instead of Jared Goff, we wouldn't be in at least the same position, if not a better one?
I would say better one. We'd be in the same spot we're in now. Actually, you know what? I could make the argument we would be in a worse spot because as bad as Jared has been about turning the ball over in the last 8 games or so, I don't think Matthew Stafford's ever played a stretch of ball like Jared did from the end of last year into this year, where he was just flawless and knew exactly what he was doing all the time.
He'd be able to get the ball to JMO better.
Maybe. I don't know. JMO had that dime against Dallas.
Yeah, no.
He's putting it together.
He's fully healthy. That's why, like, everyone's like, oh, no, if Laporta doesn't play. I'm like, I still think we'll be okay.
I do, too. The Laporta thing, like, Laporta wasn't – and I heard someone else make this point, but Laporta wasn't on this team the last 8 games of last season where they were clowning everybody. Like, they know how to use their tight ends around here.
Mm-hmm.
He just happens to be an incredibly dynamic weapon at the tight end position, but it doesn't mean they don't know how to get Brock and Mitchell open. Now, they got to hold on to the ball.
Is Brock healthy?
I thought they said he was a participant in practice this week too.
Okay, because I haven't seen any of the injury reports this week, so.
Yeah, JMO practiced today.
I knew JMO
Branch practiced.
Yeah, I knew JMO practiced because I had the radio on and they were talking about that, but I hadn't heard about Brock Wright. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the little
Mitchell dropped that the third 2-point attempt in that Dallas game, but it wasn't even supposed to go to him. And
if it were a better throw, he would have walked into the end zone too.
Right.
So I found the practice report. They are wearing the all blues. They just announced it. Yeah, I may be changing what I said earlier.
We're winning this game. It's prime time. We've talked about it. We're 5-0 in prime time. We are 5-0 in prime time. All blues.
Don't lose. Brock Wright was a full participant yesterday and today. Houston was a participant both days. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but they're winning this game. They are winning this game.
I hope so.
You have to believe. No, there's no hope. You need to believe, Matt. You need to pretend like it is 1998 and you need to believe.
See, I was thinking Ted Lasso, but whatever.
I don't know. I don't understand that reference. Yeah, no. We are.
You should, not to distract you, but you should definitely check out Ted Lasso if you ever get a chance. It's one of the few shows I've ever watched that's lived up to the hype. It's incredible.
That's on Apple, right?
It is.
I have enough streaming services I don't use.
Next time you buy like an iPhone or something, and they give you the Apple TV subscription, use it. I'm telling you, I was skeptical.
I just bought one last year, and I had the free subscription, and I never used it.
You're the worst. You are the absolute worst.
So, yeah. All right. Red Wings lose in overtime.
Woo!
So the streak continues. At least
Glad
they
we
get a
could
point.
help.
At least they got a point. They're at a 5-game point streak now. Woohoo!
Oh, one thing we didn't talk about, and I haven't seen too much coverage of this locally. The SmackDown after WrestleMania is going to be at Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. Tickets go on sale Friday, January 12th. We're recording this Thursday night. By the time this goes up, tickets will be on sale. I saw aisle seats for like $75 in the lower bowl. So,
nice.
I had a pre-sale code. I didn't buy anything, but
yeah. I had a couple. I had a pre-sale from 313 Presents and one from Live Nation emailed to me that I never went and looked. So I still got
the advertised talent was very limited.
It's the SmackDown roster. So no Roman, right?
Yeah, no, it was like Jimmy, Solo, Bianca. Like it was only like 5 or 6 names were on there, and none of them were like the top tier. So I don't know if they're just being coy and not releasing all the names, or just they're shaking things up before Mania, or what. But
so you would think Roman would want to be on the show after Mania to take a victory lap, wouldn't you?
You would think, yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance? No, they're just gonna have The Rock win the belt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not to go back to that, but that's the other bad scenario. Is like, why does that match have to be for the title? Why can't they just say this is not about the championship? It's the head of the table.
Well, because there again, you have 2 matches that you think or feel or whatever have to be done at WrestleMania. So either you do the Cody match this year and hope you can get The Rock next year,
right?
Because there's no other time you're gonna it's just all again. If they would have just given Cody the belt last year, they wouldn't be in this situation.
Whatever. My guy's going to main event a night at WrestleMania. So, whatever.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be the night out. The night I'm actually, as of now, will be there. So, that's honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I keep going back and forth on it. Like, ideally, whatever match Cody has, if it's not the Roman one, is also on night 1. And then I can just not go to night 2.
You're there. You should go.
I know. I probably will end up going, but it's just.
What if it's The Rock's last match ever?
I know. Look, I know. Especially, my wife will want to see The Rock, I'm sure.
And we're going to get into this over the next several weeks. No matter what they do with this, they are in a position to put on the greatest wrestler. Like, this WrestleMania card is going to be stacked. It has the potential to rival like 17 and 21 and 19. Like, it's got a chance to be an all-time 2-night event if they get this together right. And they've got a lot of options. So
yeah,
you're gonna want to be there.
I know. I got a couple months to get over it before then. So, yeah, we'll do. We got the Rumble in a couple weeks, and then we'll do our second little mock WrestleMania card and see if what all's changed and what all we think is stay the same. One thing that we know, Charlotte won't be on the show at all, so we'll have to figure that out. And
maybe her husband will be though, huh?
Maybe. So, yeah, lots of good times ahead as we're on the road to WrestleMania, brother. So, yeah. Anything else? Let's get out of here, Matt.
Go Lions.
Go Lions. Go Lions. That's all. That's all that matters. Go Lions. Until next week. All grit. One pride. Go Lions. See ya.